Alright, hello everyone, welcome. We are watching a best of 3 between Reynor and Maru. In the bottom left side, there is the red player Maru, fighting for Team NV. Top right side, the blue Zerg. Of course, it is the Clash player Reynor. The Red Bull Clash player, I should say, I guess. Yeah, recently met each other at the IEM Katowice, and watching the replays right now. Just checking them out, what happens exactly between the two in this match right here. Two fantastic, phenomenal players, of course. Probably won't go into too many spoilers, probably everyone's already seen it anyway, but some of these matches, you know, there were so many matches going around at the time at the place. Hard to catch all of them, and you know what? They do deserve some attention. I've been told that this one apparently pretty darn good, which makes sense. Reynor really kicked some butt in that tournament. So did Maru overall. Of course, Maru and Reynor do that in a lot of tournaments, so it's not that surprising actually that it turned out that their match is supposedly good. Alright, even if it isn't good, that'd be interesting to watch then. What in the hell happened? Why it wasn't good? Pretty regular stuff out of the two players here. No Reaper out of Maru, which is the one thing so far that we're kind of seeing. Gonna start building a reactor, I imagine. Yeah. Alright. Alright. On the other side, Reynor going for the 4 Lings. You just gotta have them. You just gotta have them. Can't afford, you know, the potential Reaper coming in and killing a bunch of drones before your queen is ready to shoot at the Reaper as well. And they're a good scouting tool, right? Afterwards. You kind of realize that the Reaper's not coming now, so you could probably start sending them across the map, kind of see what's what. I guess the Overlords are kind of taking that job away now for the Zerglings, but we'll see one of them move out at some point, I'm sure. Maru, on the other hand, with his single Hellions making another one. Prioritizing the Marine production for the time being. Going into a 1-1-1, imagining this is going to be a medevac here, yeah. Wants to ferry those Marines alongside those Hellions, I imagine. As there's no armory on the way, or anywhere produced. Shouldn't become anything more than that. And in fact, what it is going to become is a fusion core battlecruiser play out of Maru. Pretty darn cool. The Marines and Hellions here are going to try to keep things busy. Do not get a creep tour and do not get an Overlord too. Bare misses that for Maru. Two things you would have liked to pick off a little, you know, how do you call that? Nudge on your belt, but not gonna happen here today. Wait, no, never mind. The Overlord's still gonna go down. It was found out once more. Trying to hide on the attic space of some, I don't know, aquarium. Should be an easy drop defend though for Reynor, of course. Already has his Zerglings there. Maybe on the low ground we'll be able to see these Marines do something though. The Hellions here, in fact, that could be quite troublesome. Those Zerglings only now starting to move around. I see some damage taking place here. 2 Queens could go down. No, it's only 1 so far. Could still target it. Come on, this is looking pretty juicy so far. Getting on top of the drones now as well with the Hellions, but in fact prioritizing killing the Queens. Killed quite a couple of them. As soon as those go down, the Marines will be able to go to town on the drones anyway, right? Problem is with, I guess, sending everything away from the main base would lead to just this medevac picking everything up and going into your own main base. So Reynor had to be quite careful there, not over-sending his units, but at the same time, that was quite a few losses he had just taken. 1,400 minerals down the drain. 5 queens, 5 drones. Not a bad trade for a couple of Hellions and Marines. The battlecruiser on this side of the field has been spotted out. Reynor knows that that should be coming. And with those queens from before now having been taken out, this is quite a pickle. Quite a pickle indeed that Reynor finds himself in. In fact, I'm not quite sure what he could really achieve in that situation right now. The Zerglings across the map trying to do anything, really. Break the front door, but yeah, that is a quick and dirty little first game. Maru bringing a neat little tactic right there. Well played. I'm gonna have to wait and see what they bring to the table in game number 2. First game, interesting play from Maru there with the sniping of the queens with the Marine Hellion attack. Quickly afterwards, a follow-up with the battlecruiser. Reynor knew it was coming, but that was just so little he could do anymore at that point in time. Just taking too much damage. Good play from Maru, really capitalizing on a play there. Wait, is it slowed down? It looks slowed down. I mean, there we go. This should be the right speed. I don't know what happened there. I think I was playing on the normal speed instead of the faster speed for a moment. Yeah, this seems right. Okay. What was it talking about? What was I talking about? Right, the battlecruiser in the previous game. Yeah, it's a rough situation, right? As the Zerg player there, you gotta balance your defenses. You can't just send everything to one place with a medevac right there as well. But definitely not the way that Reynor would have liked that to see and have it go, you know? Definitely not what he had in mind. I'm not even entirely certain. Maybe just played a bit less forward with the queens and the Zerglings. Maybe pulled back a little bit longer. Wait for 1 or 2 more queens or just a few more Zerglings. And again, problem again with Zerg is if you overproduce those Zerglings, you're shooting yourself in the foot anyway, and you're taking that damage elsewhere because you're just not producing your drones at that point in time. Right, we do have a Reaper this time around for Maru. Quick follow-up again with the reactor. I don't think he's going to go into the battlecruiser play a second time around. I could be wrong. But that previous play, it felt like he was purposely keeping that gas around for his battlecruiser later down the line in the build, right? Now opening up with the Reaper. Yeah, he's going for a more mineral-intensive play. Triple racks behind the factory. Even switching the factory over to the reactor, so that's going to be a lot of minerals he needs for this one. Hellion production starting up. Reynor not really having spotted anything yet in the Terran base, and it's going to be difficult to do so as well if there's anti-air coming out. It's going to be a while before it does, but I'm not even sure if Reynor wants to send that Overlord in. I guess he would though, right? You know, seeing the battlecruiser in that previous match, probably something you wanna scout then in the second bout. There's a Viking being produced though for Maru. Interesting. I was feeling pretty certain he was gonna go for a medevac straight away, so we look at could have more support for his Marines. Going for the Viking here, prioritizing keeping Reynor from seeing what is going on. Unfortunately for him though, Reynor getting the Overlord speed, kind of negating the purpose of that Viking here a little bit. It could still go Overlord hunting, but yeah, it's not going to be able to keep Reynor in the dark right now. Reynor will know what is coming at him. And no previous damage has been established already beforehand, so gathering up all his overlords, realizing there's that Viking out and about. Now that Reynor kinda has spotted what Maru, his production is and everything like that. Maru dropping down a double engineering bay. I imagine he's already thinking about the attack probably not gonna work off without a hinge anymore, so he's gonna have to just try to see what he can get done. But the Marines probably won't be in a position where he's gonna go for a full trade, right? So he's gonna try to keep them alive, just be as annoying as possible while keeping as many of them alive as he can. They're gonna benefit from those upgrades quite quickly. What a lot of Terrans like to do, after all. Be annoying with Marines, dropping them everywhere. They are safe from banelings pretty much. Baneling nest is ready, and baneling speed is on the way. Not sure if we have any banelings on the map. Okay, that is 4 of them waddling in right now. Heinz on the other flank. Could have a couple of drone kills here. Not unimaginable. Only a single queen here defending it for the time being. A couple of Zerglings come in clutch out of the egg. Not bad at all. Now with the +1/+1 about halfway, we're starting to take up more space on the middle of the map here. Got a couple of Widow Mines down, set up, and to just get rid of that creep spreader. And probably not something that's gonna break Reynor, but in the long-term warfare, he's just trying to whittle Reynor down, keep him from making drones. On the other side of the map, all of is completed and lifted up as well, so no circling run-by will be made right there. Single Widow Mine drop here in a single medevac, not bad. And oh, Reynor self-detonating those banelings in order to still kill the Widow Mine before it shoots. That could be alright. That's actually a reasonable split off with the circling right there. Good transfuses as well from Reynor, making this a manageable situation right now. Spire as a follow-up here from Reynor as well. Oh, this is unfortunate. Not what you'd like to see for Reynor there. Getting his hatchery quite quickly obliterated. Soon as he drops it down. Didn't quite expect the Marines to be ready behind the mineral lines there, waiting to shoot it down as soon as it starts. A little bit unfortunate. Baneling attack for the future. A lot of potential there. Gonna send in a single Zergling as well, perhaps first. No? Thought he was gonna try to even clear out for Widow Mines there, potentially. There's no Widow Mines though, which means this could be a good moment for him. Zerglings. Ooh, Maru pays attention to the mini-map, but not entirely in time. On the other side of the map, still trying to micro that as well. Very impressive stuff there from Maru. Keeping the front engaged while he is trying to avoid SCV death. Very quickly switching back and forth between these locations. And the target down banelings as well. Can't quite manage to get a whole bunch of them, of course, but you get what you can here. Maru not in a bad position. Mutalisk will make it a little bit more difficult, of course, for those medevacts to scoot around freely like this. I'm gonna have to play a little bit more defensively. This could be a really good snipe, actually, there. Reynor getting almost a full medevac worth of Marines, so they are not even gonna shoot as they are being mauled upon by the Zerglings. Not even gonna get the chance. Just blown out of the sky. Maru here, another little run in. I think there's still a Widowmine there as well. I think it may have just detonated. Very well could be. Drilling claws ready. +2/+2 for Maru has completed, as well as the +2 armor for Reynor finishing up. Didn't hit up the +2 melee though just quite yet. Prioritizing upgrades for the Mutalisk, I imagine, and just having a few more Mutalisk out perhaps. 1.5 or something like that. Ooh, loses 2 of them though. Alright, gotta be careful. Trading out. I mean, it's okay for both players. It's very much alright. Both of them on an, you know, respectable economy. An economy where you gotta watch out for your opponents. Cleaning up a little Widowmine there. So yeah, it really comes down to still just a lot of plays, whether or not they are going to be made by these 2 players right now. I mean, it's... Potentials, I suppose, for damage are... Like, I'm looking around for the Mutalisk. But, I mean, against Maru in particular, right? Look at how well he's already splitting these Marines. He's got some medevacs with most of them everywhere. He's got missile turrets up. He's got the sensor towers checking most locations, so... I mean, you're not gonna catch him off guard. Baneling attacks, same thing, right? Could be coming in, but with those sensor towers, like, you're just not gonna be able to surprise someone like Maru. He's just always gonna be there. So you're gonna have to wait until Maru kind of comes out to play, or you're gonna have to go in there yourself with just a big mace of an attack and swing with all your firepower as much as you can in one location before all the troops gather up. Or you just sit back, you wait for Maru to come out to play, right? And you try to tear up, which is well, I think Reynor is doing. I like that decision myself. The alright Widowmine connections, but some of them also get destroyed there by the rest of the Zergling and Baneling army. Mutalisk run through a flock where it's not that easy to just have Marines everywhere ready to shoot them down with. I mean, Maru still definitely has enough Marines here to make it uncomfortable of a fight. Probably not that efficient for the Mutalisk value. Although, you know what, if the medevacs aren't really there, nice target fire and a lot of the Marines not shooting either. So, I mean, there you can see Reynor will be able to take a good trade, and these these Mutalisk require a new sort of an answer from Maru. Very difficult. Zerglings now in this 3rd base location as well. Mutalisk back to the main base. It's like, oh, you're chasing me now and you're natural? Alright, well, fine. You know what? Let me shoot down these Marines as well. I've got enough Mutalisk. That's fine. I've got more on the way. My economy is booming behind this. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Maru. I mean, oh man. He's got the Thors now as well. Is still in a viable position overall, but he is letting some things slide here. Those Zerglings, for example, definitely a problem. Oh, all those mules are fresh. Those are a lot of fresh mules as well. The way to come back in a game after losing a lot of SCVs are always those mules. But if you lose those as well, that is very rough there for Maru. He's going to have to spend all of his energy now pretty much on muling, I imagine. He's still on 63 workers and still 106 army supplies, so I mean, he's still in a very good position to try and make this work. He's got the army to try and rebuild his economy with, right? But it's going to be rough to be defensive and offensive at the same time for him right now, I would say. Because he cannot afford a lot of losses on his economy anymore. So if he does go across the map, it's going to have to be good. Banelings rolling in absolutely everywhere right now. This planetary fortress stays alive for the time being. Maru also attacking over here. We've got micro going on in the middle there from Maru as well. Goes sniping away at some Banelings. Holy smokes, Batman. That's a lot of stuff going around. Another base for Reynor will be taken out. Yeah, Maru definitely making this work still for him. Reynor wants to get rid of this little force. But look at that, another little force already coming in. That's not... I'm not sure if I can call that a little force anymore. That's with 2 Thors and quite a few of those ghosts as well. Is he trading out his Marauders? No, bringing them back now. Maybe just trying to use them to shoot down buildings with. They do have the highest damage against buildings out of those units, so that would make sense. Mutalisk just once again absolutely shredding the economy here for Maru, making life very, very difficult. Widow mines are placed here and there, but they are just being mauled upon as soon as the Mutalisk arrive. They shoot them down. The help of the Overseer. 21 more SCVs go down. Absolutely crazy stuff there. 91 workers have been lost here for Maru. Now, that, my friends, that is an enormous amount. And you know what? I think Maru is one of the absolute finest players of StarCraft, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to bring this back anymore. He's got 89 army supply. It's a lot of ghosts. There's some Thors in there. How many Marines does he have? 19 Marines. He almost has as many ghosts as he has Marines already at the 16-minute mark. But it doesn't mean that he's really good and he's got a lot of ghosts. That means that a lot of his Marines just have been killed and he doesn't have that much economy anymore to make more Marines with. Well, as he's chasing those Mutalisk, of course, the Zerglings and the Banelings will be coming in on the backside of that, just to make things a little bit worse, right? Have your army spread out and chasing Mutalisk, trying to gather up in certain locations, right? You send some over here, you send some over there, trying to ensure that those Mutalisk will not be able to get away freely from this horrendous act of aggression, and then suddenly you realize as your army is spread out, oh wait a moment, that's a lot of Zerglings and Banelings coming in from the other side. You lose another base. GG is called. Maru loses game number 2 to Reynor as it is tied up. So kind of looking to see what Maru will be doing, of course. That is Reynor's job right now. He wants to figure it all out. He's already got one of these overlords in a fair good position. And we've seen him go for overlord speed pretty consistently. Imagining that is what he's going to be doing this time around again as well. Third base being set up. Maru goes for... wait a moment. Didn't make a Reaper again, did he? Is he going to try that Battlecruiser strat again? That would be quite something. That would be quite something. Or is he trying to make it look like the same thing? I doubt it. He's seen the... well, it worked out so well, though, in game number 1, didn't it? Maybe Maru still wants to keep some strategies hidden for oncoming Zergs in this tournament at this point, right? But it's Reynor. It's such a... okay, no, he's doing it. He's doing it. Another fusion call here. Same play. The exact same play. Now, upgrade for the Overlord. I wonder when Reynor exactly... when does he hit that up? Is it after the be... Oh, he's quite far away from it with the gas. Let's see, when does he go for it? He's got 3 guys still on the gas right now. It feels like he put that back on there, though, because it was quite a while. I feel like he put it back on as soon as the speed, around that time. Somewhere there. I imagine he's just going to go for the overload speed right about now. No? A little bit distracted, perhaps. Oh, he did start it. Cancelled it immediately afterwards, though. Maybe he... oh, right. Well, the overload's already in. That makes sense, you know? If you already know what's up, then why invest more into trying to figure it out, right? That makes sense. He knows it's coming. Great news for Reynor. Didn't lose a single queen so far. Not a single queen. He had less queens the previous time around. Or I mean more queens the previous time around when he lost most of them. But he had enough Zerglings as a support here. Didn't have a lot of Zerglings in the main base or anything like that. But it's a little bit of an easier map perhaps to hold off the attack from where Maru was pushing into. Well, could be considered that way. Okay, now he's targeting down those queens quite heavily once more. Matter of fact, still quite high on the HP. Maru retreats, realizing he's not really making the damage that he's looking for. Waiting for... Did he bring more Hellions? It's alright, just... Oh yeah, he's still making more Hellions. Crazy. 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 Alright, good job on, well, killing a couple of those workers. Battlecruiser into the natural base. While we are on a total of 10 queens right now. As well as 4 spore crawlers in total. So Reynor should have a solid defense against this. Did lose again a couple of workers. Gotta be careful on that right flank as well, of course. The Marines and the Hellions are still with us. Look at that, even more Hellions. 2 armories being constructed. We are oh yeah, look at that. Those are factories right there, my friends. We all know what's happening. Wasn't paying attention to whether or not factories were being built. But yeah, this is gonna be full-blown mech right now. As, you know what, Maru dealing more great damage here. Look at that, 12 workers. Absolutely insane. Doesn't even need to make them into Hellbats. And he just kind of runs out of there. Reynor probably not anticipating that amount of Hellions to suddenly appear. Those were, what was it, 9 Hellions? 8 Hellions? Something like that. Something like that or another. Ooh, doesn't quite get the lift up there. Let's get it here. Reynor should be pretty aware now though, right? He saw those... well, he saw the 1 extra factory. That's already more than enough. You could tell a little bit, I guess, with the lack of Marines at the front door as well. Kind of showing it. But I think Reynor may have already caught on a little bit earlier. Maybe I just missed him scouting it in another way. Since he's already built a good amount of roaches. He's getting the roach upgrades into the spire. Perfectly fine approach to try and deal with this kind of mech play. He's got to be careful if he overproduces on the Corruptors here. That could always be a little bit of a tricky situation. Trying to just heavily combat the battlecruisers. But if there's no further battlecruiser production, we see it resume now. It stayed still there for a moment. Maybe because Maru is kind of checking around and not seeing any Corruptors. So he's like, you know what? Maybe I could just keep producing battlecruisers. He started up Yamato Cannon as well. Wait, oh my dear lord. 17 workers. Did all the Hellions die? All the Hellions died. Alright, well, we know what happened there, don't we? We know exactly what happened there. A couple more workers going down there. 35 in total now have been lost by Reynor. Starting to get a little bit spicy. Making a good amount of Corruptors now. To be fair, he's going to be up against 3, potentially 4 battle cruisers. He's going to stick to 3. With 10 Corruptors, I just hope that is going to be enough together with the Queen Transfuse. I think it should be. We're going to have 3 of them Yamato'd straight away though, of course. That does change the equation a little bit. Still got Biles and Queen damage as well to be concerned about. That could influence that. How do you call it? The matchup between the 2 air forces right now. On the ground, mostly siege tanks being constructed together with Hellions for the time being. Imagine those are going to turn into Hellbats at some point. Hellbat siege tank. That is going to be a very strong play against Zergling Baneling. Not entirely certain how it's going to act against, well, either Broodlords or Ultralisk. Not that far away from a Broodlord play. And a Broodlord, I mean, a Broodlord switch right now could be quite devastating. Definitely could be. Some solid creep spread here for Reynor as well. I guess it's a small map, but getting to half of this map covered in creep right about now. Which is what you're looking to do after all. A few more Hellions coming in to clean up. Of course, the Queens quickly come in again. It's like the ever, you know, chase going on between graffiti artists and the cops and the janitors cleaning it all up again. You know? The cops tell the janitors where they are. The cop, I suppose, is the scan, and then the janitors are the Hellions. And then those darn kids come back around and then do it right away again. Unbelievable. Oh, 9 Broodlords being produced. Only a single ghost available right now, but 4 more in the way. Together with the battle cruisers, there's actually 2 of them right now. One of them did go down. There's a Raven available. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Let's see how good those snipes are going to be and how good the Yamato cannons are going to be. In particular with these queens here. Man, on such a tiny map as well. These Broodlords, this is a very strong strategy from Reynor to be coming out with something like this. Let's see how well it does in the series. Siege tank struggling, trying to clean everything up. The Hellbat's helping out quite a bit, but the Broodlord's still kind of going unanswered. Ghost trying to get a little bit closer. There we go. There's 2 snipes, but doesn't look like he's killed any of them. Just okay. He killed 2 of them. He got another couple of them quite low on the HP, but perhaps the transfuse coming in clutch right there on a couple of them. Queens are entirely out of energy, so I imagine that did go up into the HP bars of these Broodlords right here. Maybe overstepping their boundaries a little bit, but 3 of them still survive. Thors coming in from the bottom side, but are not going to be able to provide any cover with the Roaches and Zerglings blocking their way. Broodlord still moving on forwards. Well, shooting, still shooting. I was thinking they were going to go towards those siege tanks right there. Now, Reynor gets a chance to refocus their efforts. Starting to really pummel them down and help these queens out a little bit from being shot from the distance. 2 Broodlords still remain. A hefty squadron of Corruptors as well. Starting to take out the Ravens and Medevacs and such. Queens have been dealt with. There is another base on the left flank. has been mining for a while now. It hasn't been mining super efficiently, but it's been mining. Reynor decides to stop that from happening as well. And ungodly amount of workers are going to go down. And even though Reynor losing so many units time and time again due to those Hellions and such, it looks like he might be able to just come in at Maru at a very opportunistic timing, where Maru just didn't have much to say about the matter. Didn't quite have the ghost count yet to deal with those Broodlords in such a tiny rush distance as well. You can get them there quite quickly together with the Queens right up in the face of your opponents. Really put in a hefty dent into their production, their economy, and whatever they have standing as a army. So great stuff there from Reynor. Hopefully Maru finds a way to make this still a bit of a match here. He's on 59 workers, 61 army supply versus about 90 workers, so a 30 worker difference. As Maru, he is on, well, he's got a good amount of command centers and orbitals. He's got a planetary fortress right here as well. Only 2 really healthy bases though that he's mining from. I'm gonna have to find ways to expand his territory, but I'm not even sure if Reynor's gonna let him. He's just running in with Zergling, Baneling, Ravagers right now. Doesn't want to give clear priority targets to those ghosts to try and snipe. Just gonna go ham on the units, wave after wave, most likely with his, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, upcoming 7 base economy right here. Guess he's mining from, well, he's gonna be mining from 5 of, well, 4 of them. 4 and 3 half bases. Yeah, it's definitely a lot more than Maru's doing, that's for sure. Mules are nice, but they do cause you to mine out those bases quite a bit quicker. Here we go. As another wave approaches, Banelings rolling in. Reynor trying to break the camel's back. He needs to be efficient with these attacks still though, of course. But look at that, killing off SCVs, that's all he needs to do really. 22 more workers, that is more than enough already. While he's killing more ghosts, more siege tanks. He's attacking with the Broodlords once again. Well, sort of. Sort of attacking with the Broodlords. And he just remakes this. It goes in again after a minute or a minute and a half. And Maru's just gonna run dry here. Rather rapidly, I imagine. What's he gonna do? Keep making like a supply depot line wall here? Just over and over again? You know what? Maybe with command centers. He does have a lot of them. He could try to do that. Make more choke points here. But let's see how his defense is gonna do right now. Those Hellbats need to be spread out to the 10th degree. You know what? This is really great stuff. Oh my god, Maru, you absolute beast. Still loses an uncomfortable amount of siege tanks though. But I mean, he's hanging on. He's hanging on by a thread. This will just keep doing this. If he captures this base, I mean, he's going to start mining again properly. If Reynor doesn't quite manage to kill off his opponent over and over again, right? Like he's doing right now. He's being incredibly inefficient, and that's absolutely fine as long as you keep trading well enough. You clean out a base, you kind of get rid of his entire army while getting rid of your entire army, but just running in 50 supply worth of units and then, you know, kill the equivalent of 5, it's not great. No matter how many bases you have then, StarCraft 2 maps just don't give you the option to trade like that. I don't think it was that bad in those trades for Reynor though, but it was pretty bad. The splitting is amazing. The siege tanks just getting so much value together with those ghosts. Alright, let's see how much he gets now. He's gotten rid of the Hellbats again. One siege tank goes down. I don't think he killed any ghosts. He is killing again a lot of SCVs though. Not with the main attack, but with 2 Zerglings. Finding their way. Maybe that was part of a bigger Ling run by, as more stuff seems to have happened over here. The base had to be lifted up. More attacks of roaches coming through the middle, but once more being pushed back by siege tank fire. Let's take a look at that trade window again. Units lost wise, definitely a gap forming there. As Reynor tries to finish off his opponents, and Maru making it very, very difficult. Couple of vials there on another siege tank, breaks it down again. Reynor doing what he has to do in a way. Gain that momentum and just to stay on the gas pedal. Could try to tack up a little bit as well, I suppose, right? I mean, just make it, well, Ultralisk. Actually, like, the scary thing with these types of armies for Terran, it's the Ghost, right? The Ghosts are terrifying. Like, you can't just really make a lot of Ultralisk because they just snipe you. And people like Maru, they're so incredibly great at just sniping away your Ultralisk, right? It's... oh... look at that. Look at how... snippety snipes. Growing the unit's lost stab once again. Maru making the plays. I'm telling you, he is making some wonderful plays. Is it gonna be enough though? Or is Reynor gonna find another good fight here? Clear out another base of Maru and a good portion of the army. If he manages to do that just one more time, I feel like that's gonna be the last thing that he needed. Comes in and takes out a pretty big chunk right there. He takes out the planetary on the right side as well. Meanwhile, with a Ling run by. This is still a terrifying army for Maru coming through. He's bringing right now through the forests, taking the choke points, deciding quite carefully how he's moving through this terrain. Any moment in time for him, right? That could just be a massive flood of Zerglings and Banglings coming in from all directions. Has to be careful. Alright, scanning ahead. Right, really starting to take down that hatchery right there. Some Zerglings being a nuisance in the base of Maru. Maru has decided this is the moment to make it work. This is his time. He's not going to get a better opportunity in his mind. Great splitting with... oh boy. Oh, couldn't quite get the Ghost with the Banelings there. Is that going to be enough for Maru? It is going to be so close. Dodging the Biles there. Absolutely massive. That could have changed the tide right there. Keeping all of those Ghosts alive is crucial. 3 Thors still standing. A couple of Hellbats here with the Vikings as well. That is remarkable amount. But is it going to be enough? Reynor, and once again we see that supply start to spike up. He's only bringing in 70 army supply to bear, and that is roaches, that is banelings though as well. Needs to find Maru perhaps a bit bunched up on top of each other, or we need to see him well, unsieged. Anything really. Any tiny advantage you can find on him, but he's meticulously moving around this map so well with the... oh, well, as I'm saying now, of course he just lets a Thor kind of go down there. Pretty big deal. Cannot afford to lose them, but here we go. Another fight will be exchanging. Is it gonna be enough for Reynor now to break them through? That concave line for the Terran still kind of standing strong. 2 siege tanks though with the Biles do get targeted down. As Maru, he is really giving Reynor a run for his money. He's hardly had any mining being done most of this game. But he's just been so efficient with this army. Look at that. This is incredible trading. But Reynor finding the sides of where Maru cannot defend right now, taking out again all of these SCVs. Widow Mines and Hellbats will have something to say about that. Getting a reasonable detonation there once more. But how is Maru gonna keep playing this leapfrog game on the map? Not just have nothing at home anymore, right? I mean, Reynor, is he still mining? He's still, yeah, he's mining a little bit. It's that mining advantage this entire game. Brilliant stuff there. Reynor finding exactly when he needs to strike there on that base. Stops him from mining. Both of them in a very awkward spot. 59 army supply versus 72. Reynor going for a couple of infestors as well. Definitely could help out, but he decides to try and make this play work before he has the infestors. Coming in from a couple of sides here. Definitely seems to have worked out. GG is call. Reynor finds the moment there. I guess a couple of siege tanks weren't quite sieged up yet. And he finds victory. 2-1. It was a struggle though. Maru giving one hell of a fight.